Somebody up there, David, what are you told?
Let me do something right quick. For those of you guys who are joining us out here today, we're over here on Stracener Street, and there's a house in the 900 block of Stracener. Stracener is just north of North 16th Street Bridge. On last night, there was a vehicle, a red vehicle that came from this angle here and went straight into the bedroom of the home right here. And I'm out here talking to Mr. Thompson and his daughter and her husband, and they're going to tell us a little bit about what's going on. All right, talk to you guys. Yeah, tell us a little bit about what's going on here, Mr. Thompson.
Last night, I guess around 10. Get ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Tire squeal, house shook, and headlights came through the wall. I didn't know what was going on.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, I believe the driver must have been intoxicated because whenever he came through the wall, he never stopped spinning the tire. He just sat there with the tire spinning.
So he was in the vehicle in the,
Yeah,
in the
just holding it to the floor.
uh-huh.
I couldn't get through this way. I couldn't get out of the front door because the car was through the front door.
Right.
They went through the living room and into the bedroom. So I came out of a side door and came around. At that point in time, he was climbing out of the passenger side of the car and he came out and laid down on the road.
Uh-huh.
So I thought he was hurt, but I went to try to shut the car off. When I turned around, he was running away.
Okay. All right.
Uh, I didn't know him. I've never seen him before in my life, but I don't know who he was.
All right.
Uh, it did. You can see quite a bit of devastation.
Right. Right. I see.
No one was hurt, thank God.
Nobody was hurt. So it was
in the house.
There was two people in the house.
We all came through unscathed, physically, maybe not mentally, but physically.
That's the important thing.
That's the important thing. I mean, God really had his hand of protection on us because I was sitting, my bed was covered with broken glass.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't get a cutter and nick no. So that was truly a blessing.
So tell me, where did you stay last night, Mr. Thompson?
I stayed here. Because the neighborhood, if you kind of leave the house unprotected, you
Uh-huh.
don't have anything left in it when you come back.
Right.
There's a lot of theft goes on in this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't chain it down, stand guard over it, you won't have it.
Mm-hmm.
There was people that jump fences to steal stuff, come in windows, whatever. So I knew I had to stay here. They would have came through and got TVs, whatever they could carry out.
Uh-huh.
That's the sad truth about this neighborhood.
Right.
That's why I had a big dog.
The big dog, yeah. What's the dog's name? Thor. Oh, a very appropriate name. Olivia, you reached out to us this morning, and what do you have to, what do you want to say to the folk who are listening to us?
I just want to thank everyone for their prayers, and I want to thank God for keeping His hand on my dad. And if anyone, if you could bring food or water or anything, and keep him in prayer, please.
Uh-huh. All right.
Yeah, we gotta have a little bit of work to do here before we can get back into normal life.
Yeah.
Things are just braced up and held up.
So right now, you are without any kind of electricity in the home.
Right. Well, we have a generator.
You have a generator. Okay. All right.
If we were one of those people who got the extremely high light bill.
Oh, that's another issue.
Yeah, and they knocked us. They knocked me down. I got two of them in a row. The first one they got a big bar and stole to pay it. Got the lights turned back on, and a month later they hit me with it. The first one was 800. The second one was 1,800.
Right.
There's
Okay.
no way I can make it.
Right.
We have a generator.
So you've been without city utilities since last summer?
Yes, it's last summer.
On a generator.
On a generator since last summer.
Gone through a couple of generators.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wore a couple of them out. I mean, it's not the best way, but keeps everything working,
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, it's just like there's no other choice. You can't fight City Hall. Can't fight the utility department.
That's really
That's a whole nother issue.
that's a whole nother issue there. But I appreciate you definitely telling us about that issue.
Half of this neighborhood's on generators.
Uh-huh.
They can't do it, just knock every other house out in the same place. At night, it sounds like you can drive through the window and your generator's running half the house.
Okay.
But this isn't a wealthy neighborhood. I mean, people are just working class people.
Okay.
Everybody here just going out, doing their jobs, making their little paycheck, trying to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
If you get anybody in this neighborhood with $800 light bill, they can't pay it. Not in their car note, in their insurance and all that.
Right.
I
Right.
sold my car. I don't have a car anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
because I took everything else I couldn't afford.
So right now, the thing that you guys need immediate, if it's folk out there that can help, water, food, and gas for the generator.
If we need to use the saws, we need the generator to use the saws to fix everything.
Yeah, to get everything back. And at this time you're not leaving. Your daughter say my daddy ain't leaving. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And so anything that if anybody have access to any kind of building materials that they could utilize, you could utilize the building material.
Especially things like 2x4s,
Uh-huh.
1x4s, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Any kind of plywood,
Okay.
to do walls with, or plywood or siding or something. 2x4s, we can replace these broken screws and plywood. And plywood or siding, we can cover stuff.
Okay.
It's insulation, if you know.
All right.
And I mean, this house is paid for, and I'm struggling to spend to save, get it paid for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to.
You're not going
I'm
anywhere.
not going
I hear you.
to.
I hear you. Listen, Mr. Thompson, I really appreciate you taking the time and telling it. And hopefully, what we're gonna find is some people that can possibly step up and help out a little bit. I tell you what, here in Rapides Parish, I saw some good, like last Tuesday, and definitely a special condolences to the Trey Mitchell family. Because what I did see in LeCount earlier this week, I saw a community coming together. People from all walks of life and everything coming together to help. And I think, for the most part, we have some good people here.
I want to say one thing. Last night, after
Uh-huh.
all this happened, some people I never met before came by in a car, a husband and wife, couple, and asked if we needed anything, asked if they could rent us some hotel room for the night.
Uh-huh.
I've never met these people before in my life. Just good people in our community reaching out.
Right.
And so we do have some good people in this community.
Yeah,
That meant a lot because I was in a moment where I didn't have a lot of faith in humanity. After this happened, you see some total strangers come up and offers like that. It did a lot for my psyche.
Yeah, it does. And we saw that same thing last year in our coverage of the utility crisis that we had in Alexandria. We definitely saw that there was some people who had the means and knew what was happening. It was unusual. And they stepped up for a whole lot of people, and for that, there is some kindness in our community.
Well, we're a good community of good people. We hear a
Uh-huh.
lot about the bad people,
Right,
but the good people are out there doing the next right thing every day.
right.
That's the people. That's the people who we are a community with.
Yeah,
And
right.
there's other community with people who are not trying to knock people over the head. Stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those guys are.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us, Mr. Thompson, and thank you also. Thank you for letting me know. And it was just so happened I looked down and I was reading. I don't. A lot of times I don't read the comments. I guess God have a different I think we're still live. Again, if you guys, we're in the 900 block of Stracener here in Alexandria, and it's definitely a sad situation. Uh, we're in a situation where we got a family living here. Um, a car went into their house on last night and entered on an angle, went directly into the bedroom where the owner lived. There was one other room, and it just barely missed both of the rooms. The good thing about everything here was nobody was actually injured. Um, all I can say is God is good. Y'all take care. We're going to put some information up here shortly pertaining to how you can contact the family if you have some resources, anything from building material to food to water to everything that you may have in your possession. I'll give you the daughter's, I'll be putting her name up and how to get in contact with them. But I definitely say, we'll say here, the family definitely needs some assistance. I will work to Ms. Jones. I'll work to get their Cash App information. Alexandra, and just to give you guys a recap on it, last night we got a message to the page. It was just after 11 o'clock. When we actually came on the scene, there was a red vehicle that was being uh, pulled onto a tow truck, was being pulled out. But as you guys can see earlier, and I'm putting some more pictures, it was all the way up under the porch and what have you. Alexandria Police Department, Alexandria Fire Department, and a tow company with a different first responders that were actually here on the scene. They got it under control. They made sure, some of the vital services were properly capped off and different things of that nature, made sure that the scene was as safe as it possibly could. But the owner couldn't leave because if he felt that if he would leave, he would not have any of his possessions when he got back. The other unfortunate thing about this particular situation was this particular owner, he's living in a home. He doesn't have any electricity. He's been without lights ever since last summer. And so it is kind of particularly rough. We're going to end this live right now, and we'll get back with you guys in short.